To be real, I thought this was fake news. I heard about this a few days ago. Yeah, sometime last week. But I heard that they was making a fourth Mummy movie. With how social media is now, where you really have to be careful with the information you get, because a lot of people like to say stuff for clicks. I already went into that news not believing it. I'm like, Brendan Fraser and Rachel, they're coming back. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, the third one with Jet Li, Rachel was not in it. It was a different Evelyn. And to be real, that movie wasn't great, but it was watchable. But for me, the first two was amazing. The cast is amazing, everything. It was unfortunate that Rachel didn't come back. But, I can't remember what the lady's name was, but she playing Rick's wife, it was okay. It did seem a little weird, but it was okay. But yeah, now seeing it on YouTube, people making thumbnails about it, talking about it, I'm like, oh, so this is for real. And I trust, what's the channel? Emergency Awesome. I'll make sure to put this video in there in my description. But I trust their information. Usually when I watch his videos, it's the truth. So I was like, okay, now the only thing I need is for the original cast to come back. I don't care if they recast Evelyn and then bring the original back. They recast her twice. I don't care. I love the chemistry between Brendan Fraser and Rachel. They had great chemistry. It was very believable. No offense to the lady in the third one, but yeah. I'm sorry. I need the original cast to come back. Even the brother. I don't know, like the son. How long has the Mummy been? Like 20 years? Dang. Something like that, right? Man, how old am I? But, you know what? If they just have the three, Brendan Fraser, Rachel, and the brother, Rachel's brother, if they bring them back, I'm satisfied. But we'll see. Let's see what kind of news we get here.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. They have finally done it. They finally decided to bring everyone back. Universal is doing another Mummy sequel movie. Basically, the Mummy.
I just caught that. Wait, he said everyone back?
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. They have finally done it. They finally decided to bring everyone back. Universal is doing another Mummy sequel movie.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool. If you're going to bring the Mummy back after all this time, please bring the original cast. I'm glad.
And Rachel Weisz are the first ones they just announced. I think that everyone who remembers the first two movies has been asking what happened to the franchise since that second one. They tried to make a third movie, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, without Rachel Weisz, but the whole series fell apart.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't the same feel as the first two.
Because they also revealed
and it wasn't just because of Rachel.
Like that third movie never existed with good cause. There is
no
Tomb of the
Wait, they're making it to where the third one don't exist?
Funny you should ask, because they also revealed that they would be pretending like that third movie never existed with good cause. There is no Tomb of the Dragon Emperor movie in Ba Sing Se. Always love to see it when a giant movie studio.
Say it's from a different universe or something. I don't know.
Made a long time ago.
Marvel has opened the whole multiverse thing for movies.
Of the series being Tom Cruise's Mummy from 2017. That was meant to be part of the Marvelization of the Universal Monsters brand, just in general. They called that the Dark Universe. We can laugh about that later in the video. It was funny for all kinds of very bad reasons. If you think that Marvel has had problems having to cancel movies in the MCU in the last couple of years, the Dark Universe was way, way worse attempt at doing something like that.
I ain't gonna front. I thought that Mummy was overhated. It wasn't great, but I think it was overhated. It does not beat this.
The original cast back.
This is the best.
While I was actually trying to find more information about this new Brendan Fraser Mummy 4 movie, I actually discovered that Universal just finished filming a newer version of a Mummy movie that was meant to be another reboot. It sounds like it tested so badly that Universal's going to change the title of that movie.
Dang, they're like, you know what? Let's just go back to the original. Let's go back. Let's bring them back. Pay them whatever they want.
Has been. Serves them right. They try to get rid of Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz, and everything just goes downhill ever since then.
That's true.
So we'll explain what's going on with this new Lega sequel. I think that's the technical term for what they're doing. Unrebooting, like debooting, making a sequel to an earlier line of continuity by pretending like all the newer versions don't exist and some of the later material in their own timeline. Even though that sounds kind of funny, Hollywood has actually been doing this a lot lately.
Yeah.
Whatever they wind up doing, I'm sure will be loads better than Tomb of the Dragon Emperor in the Tom Cruise version. Like, there is a low bar to clear.
Those movies were not bad, like terrible. They just wasn't the original first two Mummies.
Subscribe to get all the videos.
I'm just saying, it wasn't
so
terrible.
Far, they have not said who the new villain of this fourth movie is going to be. But
okay,
it sounds like
as much as I love him as the Mummy, As much as I love, like, I think he was great. He is one of the most legendary villains in my childhood history. I love him as the Mummy, still do. I don't want him to come back. I think that book is closed. Let's move on. You know, we already had him being a villain twice. The first one and the second one. Let's get a new villain. Well, they could. No, I don't want that either. You know, Hollywood be having these villains all of a sudden come out as good guys and they help the other good guy to fight the bigger bad one. No. He was a great villain, an emotional ending for him. Like, I felt for him with the love of his life. If you know the second one, that scene was heartfelt. I feel sorry for him, but that book is closed. As sad as his ending was, that's it. I don't want him to come back. So hopefully Hollywood don't get lazy and just make another.
Says that Radio Silence is directing their
another
team
return
of two
of
guys,
Imhotep.
Matt Bettinelli Olpin and Tyler Gillette, who just did Ready or Not, a 2019 horror movie. They're generally known for doing more horror films, like they did Scream 4 and Scream 6. They have not revealed any major story details, but even though they're ignoring the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor movie, I don't think they're going to call this The Mummy 3 or The Mummy 4. They'll just give it some different subheading, like they'll do away with the number in the title.
They'll probably say The Mummy.
You'll remember that Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz's movies had a very particular tone. Theirs were very comedic with some horror. Like, there was a lot of levity in those films. But
it was fun. It was a fun horror.
Most straight horror vibe on it with just a little bit of comedy. And then by the time they got to the second movie, it got a little more comedic. And then it got way over the top by the time they got to Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. So I think the idea is that in bringing on more straight horror directors, they're going more back to the tone of that first Mummy movie, with some levity, but not crazy over-the-top wall-to-wall jokes. This official announcement doesn't say which other classic characters they're bringing back from the original series, but all the actors, like the mains that you would want to bring back, are all still alive, doing very well.
Yeah, bring the brother back.
Solid careers.
Yeah, so bring him too. I forgot. Yeah, bring him too. That would be awesome.
When the news dropped, there were all kinds of jokes about them bringing The Rock back as a giant CG scorpion just for laughs, even though special effects have gotten vastly better since.
Look, I'm going to say this. When it came to The Rock, that scene with him as Scorpion King, yes, now, looking at it, it looks goofy. When I was a kid watching this, I thought that was awesome. I ain't going to front. Am I the only one that thought that when you was a kid? Because when you're a kid, you don't notice a lot of stuff that you do when you're an adult. When I see this now, I'm like, man, that look goofy. But because I enjoyed it so much as a kid, I can still watch those scenes now. You know, can I look at it now and be like, dang, that's CGI? Yeah, but I ain't gonna front. The Rock as the Scorpion King got too much flack. Because a lot of us as kids, come on now, we enjoyed that scene when Imhotep and Brian was fighting each other and like they had their swords together, and then they looked and the Scorpion King came out. It was like, oh, what's about to happen here? Then you see this monster, it's like, how are you supposed to beat him? So I thought it was entertaining at the time. Just saying.
Scorpion King. This was actually The Rock's first big Hollywood role. He's actually spoken about it personally, about how happy he was to be part of the movie.
I thought he was fine as a Scorpion. I even like the Scorpion King movie.
What you would call the standard fare type of Rock movies.
I thought they could have made more.
A writer who chimed in on Twitter to hype up the news, so it's a real thing. This is just smoke and mirrors meant to drive hype. Brendan Fraser famously has been on a tear the last few years, rebooting his own career, winning an Oscar.
He's in a lot of movies, and good for him. I'm happy for him.
He also just did the Doom Patrol series as Robot. He's been making a ton of other indie movies since coming back to Hollywood, basically reminding everybody that he's an amazing actor. Like, oh yeah, that's right, he is awesome. Where did he go? How come he left Hollywood for so long? You can also tell in some of his more recent movies that he's starting to get back into shape slowly too.
Back in
2022, when he started blowing up again.
Like I never thought of it for the
people were asking
Mummy
about
movie,
returning
but
to the Mummy movies. At the time, he said that he wanted to,
happen,
but at that time,
sense.
because he hadn't started winning all these awards yet, Universal hadn't committed to bringing him back, and they hadn't figured out what they were doing with the Mummy franchise just in general, and they weren't committed to bringing Rachel Weisz back either. I think the idea is that they wanted to bring Brendan Fraser back.
They had great chemistry with each other.
Like, he's the reason why she is also coming back. Also, they probably have a slightly different regime at Universal right now that just likes their Mummy movies way more. Like, oh, the franchise worked way better when they were on it, and things went to crap when they left.
Yeah, I agree.
Just bring back.
I would say to crap, but it wasn't
Marvel
the same.
Literally just did this with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, bringing him back in Deadpool and Wolverine. Also, Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz, about the same age as Hugh Jackman during Deadpool and Wolverine. Welcome back to the Mummy movies.
You're joining at a bit of a low point.
If you don't remember what happened to Rachel Weisz, the reason why she left the franchise after the second movie is because of a dispute with Universal. She said that the script was crap, which is 100% accurate. Like, she don't miss.
Okay. I have to give that to her. As much as I said that the third one is not terrible, yeah, the script was not all that either. And if you think about her scenes, like her character scenes, nothing stuck out. Nothing stuck out. Yes, the chemistry sells it a lot, but also the writing for both works as well. And now that she's saying that, it makes a lot of sense. A shout out to her, because I'm pretty sure the check was nice, but she was like, no, we got to respect this franchise, especially what both of them has done. Because it's not just Brendan Fraser for The Mummy, but she is a huge deal as well. So I respect her a lot for denying the money, to keep the essence of that script right. But thinking about it now, yeah, that the movie, like I said it before, I'll say it again, the movie was not terrible. Does not mean it had its flaws. And yeah, thinking about it, that writing, yeah.
Why she left the franchise
Salute to
after
her.
the second movie is because of a dispute with Universal. She said that the script was crap, which is 100% accurate. Like, she don't miss.
Why would they not listen to her?
Universal was also going to be filming the movie right as she had given birth to her son, and she needed to recover. They did not care. They were going to shoot no matter what and recast.
Hey, Universal, like, disrespect. Like, come on now. Like I said, her and Brendan Fraser, those are the two you should listen to. Unless they get some, you know how some actors, they get full of themselves. Unless they have that kind of attitude where they're just like, it's all about me and, do whatever I say. Unless they have that, you might want to listen. Because then the third one came out and it's like, I guess she was right. And you couldn't wait till she recovered. It's like, really? Come on now.
Her version of Evie was going to be very different from Rachel Weisz's version, and she was not wrong. We were definitely the worst for it. Why didn't you just wait a little while and let Rachel Weisz come back? Fix the script and let her come back. Sounds like they finally got the message. After the Tomb
And
of
she's
the
not
Dragon,
she is not terrible. I've seen her in other movies. She's a great actress.
And they would just
she just wasn't given
with those characters. But after the movie
greatness,
did not
like the
perform
first
well,
two.
they opted to reboot with the Dark Universe Tom Cruise Marvel plan in the 2010s.
That
like
movie was
MCU,
not that bad,
the
though.
Universal
It
Monsters,
wasn't amazing,
and all
but
the other Universal Monster
I wish
characters.
they had faith and it kept
This is
going.
actually where
I
we
would
get
have
to the
been
great
interested to see where they was going to
disaster.
go
This
with that
is
whole
way
universe.
bigger than anything bad that happened to Marvel. in the
Because
last
that's one
couple
thing
of
I
years.
always give credit to Marvel for is if you think of the MCU movies, every one was not great. And if my memory serves me correct, I think it was Kevin Feige. I think it was him that said it. But someone in the upper ranks said, sorry, I heard something else. But someone in the upper ranks said that we made adjustments as it went along. The things that didn't work, we just fixed it for the next movie. I think that's what they should have done. Instead of just cutting it completely, let's say, okay, what didn't work? Okay, let's fix that. Let's fix that and keep going. Because I would have been interested in seeing that Dark Universe. I was interested in that movie enough to see what was going to happen. And that's why I always give Marvel credit. They didn't just stop stuff. Because, let's be real, I remember those times. Some of those movies didn't get a lot of praise. I remember when Iron Man 2 came out, the hype for it was there. But then when people saw it, they was trashing. I remember Dark World. Some other ones. I enjoyed them, but they weren't great either. But now we see what the MCU became. And it became, outstanding. Something that will always be a classic. But, yeah. I wish some of these studios did the same thing. Even though I know sometimes with the budget, they don't have the money for it, so maybe that was the reason.
Monster characters. This is actually where we get to the great disaster. Like, this is way bigger than anything bad that happened to Marvel in the last couple of years. Universal announced their Avengers-style team-up universe at the end of that first new Mummy movie. Then they announced a whole slate of movies, a Phase 1 MCU style, if you will. You remember that meme from The Boys season 4 with
yeah.
Vought, Phase 6, Phase 7, Phase 8, Phase 9? This is how far that went. Obviously, they're playing.
They went that far with this Dark Universe plan? I didn't know that. I thought they had plans for like 2 more movies.
So remember, these are all characters from the Universal Monsters brand that would have teamed up in an Avengers-style crossover movie.
I wanted to see
solo movies that
I wanted to see that.
It would have been Javier Bardem as Frankenstein's monster. That movie never wound up getting made. The Rock as the Wolfman. That movie also never got made. Angelina Jolie as the Bride of Frankenstein. That movie also never got made. Dracula. They never announced an actor.
I had no idea all that. The Rock as the Wolfman.
Creature from the Black Lagoon with Scarlett Johansson. That movie never got made.
Wait, no. He did not just say Scarlett Johansson as.
Dracula,
wait, hold on.
they never announced an actor for that, but that movie never got made. Creature from the Black Lagoon with Scarlett Johansson, that movie never got made. You're starting to sense a theme here.
Oh my
Johnny
goodness.
Depp as the Invisible Man, that version of that movie did not get made, but they did try an Invisible Man.
I did not know they had all those movies playing. Goodness gracious. I ain't gonna front. I would have been interested to see it with how that would have looked.
And that movie never got made. Hunchback of Notre Dame also never got made. Never actor cast for that. Channing Tatum was going to be a version of Van Helsing. That movie never got made. Doesn't this
that
remind
actually
you
could have
of the
been
Channing
good.
Tatum Gambit movie that Fox was going to do before they brought him back in Deadpool and Wolverine eventually? Gonna make a name for himself.
Man, Universal really had hopes on that mummy movie.
Speaking of Deadpool and Wolverine,
it wasn't terrible in my opinion, but I don't think I would have put that much faith into it. I would have took it like a few movies at a time.
In the early 2000s. There was a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde movie that never got made. No actor was ever cast. Then a Mina Harker Dracula movie, which also never got made. No actor was ever cast. So, like I said, the whole Endeavor Dark Universe was just a total disaster of epic proportions, and Universal kind of hopes that you forget about that.
Dang, honestly, I would have been interested to see how that would have been.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
If they're going to be rebooting now or erasing the events of the third Mummy movie, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, it sounds like their son Alex will still be a full adult, now at least in his early to mid-20s. Both Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are in their mid-50s. Like I said, they're like Hugh Jackman, Deadpool, and Wolverine age, so they're not that old. They actually said that Alex was 21 during Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, but they can totally fudge everybody's ages and just hand wave with that and say that they were closer to their 30s when they actually had him. So in this new movie, Alex can still be in his mid-20s. As of right now, they have not said who's going to be cast to play him, but my assumption is that they're trying to restart the Mummy franchise with their line of Mummy movies, so they would try to do a better version of what Disney did.
It'd be funny if they doing a whole trilogy with this cast, a new trilogy.
Sequel trilogy with The Force Awakens. The whole idea with the sequel trilogy is that they were trying to pass the baton from the original cast, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Carrie Fisher, to the new younger characters. This will feel very familiar. At the time, everybody expected...
Don't do it the way Star Wars did it. I don't mind them pass like the torch or something, but bring honor to the original cast. Unlike Star Wars, they disrespected Luke.
The course of that first movie,
My
the second
goodness,
movie.
Han.
We all saw what went down with that. It was a total mess. It sounds like Universal is trying to do a better version.
Yeah, actually, don't pass the baton now. Just
the
end it with them retiring, and that's it. Like a trilogy or whatever of them retiring, and that's it. We don't need a new cast.
Take over the franchise, and they would become more background characters and future sequels beyond that. But remember, because bringing back older actors now is all the rage, Hugh Jackman going to be coming back as Wolverine until he's 90, make all the jokes. Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, still basically the same age. They have at least another 10 to 15 years solid before they're...
Yeah, they're going to have to film those, though, before they get older. They're going to have to film those quickly. Matter of fact, just film the whole trilogy right now if they want to do a trilogy.
He could have actually been a main character during most of those movies and done just fine. So there's a lot of
Don't be waiting doing one movie, then 4 years later do another one.
Deboot movie.
They're not at the age for them to do that.
You want to call it. Generally, it sounds like they want to get this movie out by 2028, 2029, so we'll probably hear more about the casting and more about the story in the next year or so. When we get some actual footage, I will do some more videos for this. Everybody post all your reactions
I hope they
to
bring
this
the
Brendan
brother
Fraser
back.
and Rachel Weisz news coming back to the franchise. I think is a great idea, and like most of you fans, I was wondering why they haven't done this sooner. There's going to be a bunch of other big things happening in the next couple of weeks, so I'll try to do videos for everything as they come along. I'll try to keep up with everything.
But that's something else he's talking about. But yeah, they should have listened to Rachel, because now looking at it, they should have took some time, rewrite the script, give her some time to recover. I mean, my goodness, like she can't recover. Like, come on now, those two. Because I love Brendan Fraser, but I am not going to be the one to just give him the credit for The Mummy being as great as it was. Them two and the brother. I want to give the brother credit too. I hope they bring him back, the actor and everything. They did a heck of a job. The great story, which, by the way, with this new movie that y'all making, please give honor to the actors and the characters. Don't make some rush project and think we're just going to love it because Rick and Evelyn's back. You know, don't do that. Give them a good script, good story, and then, you know, because that's another thing about the first two Mummies. As fun as it was, as, you know, entertaining as it was, the script helped that. The storyline helped it as well. So it'd be interesting, though, to see with the CGI now what they're going to do. Hopefully it's not another Mummy, I hope. I mean, well, technically, it's a mummy movie. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. They might bring Imhotep back. If they're gonna do a trilogy, they might in one of the movies bring him back. Who knows? But anyway, I'm down to see where they go with this. Universal's like, we tried with the Jet Li one. We tried with the Tom Cruise one. Okay, we give up. Bring them back. What do y'all want? We'll give it to you. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. I'll see you later.